A valuable opportunity in AdWords is to target based on average household income. If you're marketing a higher-end product or service, there's value in eliminating demographics that may not convert as well. Income targeting can bring another level of optimization to your campaigns. Now, before we dive into the how, let's get on the same page about a few things. This is only going to work for targeting in the US, and it's based on incomes as they relate to the US average. What I mean by this is you don't select an income amount of, say, $100,000 a year, but instead you select whether you want to target the top 10% of incomes, 21 to 30%, or say the lower 50%, and so on. To give you a little more perspective on this, here's the breakdown. The top 10% is going to be an income range of greater than $146,000. In the middle, that's about $111,000 to $131,000, and in the lower 50%, that's going to be less than $64,000. Now, keep in mind that the higher the household income, the smaller the audience size. So you will see a reduction in impressions as you experiment with this targeting, but as a whole, this works pretty well. So let's walk through how to get this configured. I'm already in the campaigns view of my AdWords account, and I first need to select the campaign that I'd like to influence with this targeting. From here, we'll select the Settings tab and scroll down to the Location section and select Edit. From here, we need to choose the advanced search link from the window that appears, and this is where we can get started. Now, you may be pretty familiar with this screen. Here is where we can add multiple locations and select various areas that you'd like to target. Now, I've already selected the United States as one of my targeted locations, as well as Santa Barbara. Now, in this case, this is actually set up a little bit funky because Santa Barbara is already included in the United States, but that's besides the point. For targeting to work, we need to add on a layer of income data. So we're going to go to the top of the screen and select Location Groups. From here, we'll select Choose Location Group Type and select Demographics from the option that appears. It's here that we then can select the income tier that we'd like to target. Next, within the Enter Location section, we need to add in the location that we're applying this targeting to. From there, we can select Add. Now, a few things I do want to point out. This type of targeting is going to perform best for national or regional locations, and this is because you're not actually targeting a specific location. What's great about this is you can layer this. I can remove the other targeting, and I can continue adding various locations so that I can continue to target the demographics within that particular location. So if we wanted to target 41 to 50% bracket within Santa Barbara, we could also come in and say, within Santa Monica, we'd like to target the top 10% and add that as well. Let's say I'm a clothing retailer. I may say, well, my bids will be higher for somebody who has a higher income because they're more likely to purchase more product. Now, the lower income bracket may still purchase products from me, but they may not purchase as much, so they're not as valuable of a customer, and therefore, I may not be willing to bid as much on them. Now, because this demographic targeting is living within the campaign, you will need to break it out if you want to modify the bids based on demographic targeting. Consider the opportunity to use this data in a layered way with the dynamic bid modifiers to really get more out of it. There's a lot of ways that you can use this targeting to your advantage, so try some experiments to see what impact it has on your efforts.